Welcome back, and since today's Sunday Fun Day, I got something fun for y'all. This is coming from Katsu Knives, and I have a little experience with their stuff. I reviewed this one a long time ago on the channel for the Amazon Knife of the Month picks. This is one of their folders, and I liked a lot about the knife, and I like a lot of the new stuff they got coming out right now. They got a premium version of this that I want to check out that actually has a pocket clip. This is my first product from them since those knives. So let's check this out. And man, oh man. Now, is this thing practical? Nope, not at all. But it doesn't all have to be practical. Sometimes it just has to be fun. And boy, did I have some fun with this. So what this is the Katsu folding hatchet. I'm sure y'all seen it on some channels already, but probably most of them didn't show them being used. And I'm going to get into this. You have essentially what I said, a folding hatchet. Now this one has a D2 steel. It's a design collaboration with Nemoto Designs. They're a popular Japanese knife designer, or it says on the site, the most popular, one of the most popular. It's a Sakura blade. And this thing came razor sharp out of box. Big old chunk of D2 right there. I beat the snot out of this thing. It's got a titanium nitride or titanium coating, it says. And so far, I don't see any of that coating missing. Just some wood embedded in there. We'll show you some of the stuff I did with it in a little while. It has an axis style lock right here. As you can see, you definitely want your fingers out of the way, but you have a good bit to hold on to. You have some carbon fiber G10 overlay over G10, I guess just to make it a little jazzier, but I could have done without that. I would have much rather, I think, have the Peel Ply G10 there for some extra grip. You could open it up by flipping it out this way. You can flip it out with the axis lock. Like I said, just keeping your fingers over here out of the way. Peel Ply G10. Now, I have a medium-sized hand, and I get a nice 4-finger grip. It probably fits your large hands as well. You have a spot to choke up on right here. Now, one thing that I'm going to suggest that I did right away is this thing, like I said, it has an axis lock, but it's not the strongest because this is a heavy blade, and the contact point is not a whole lot there. But right here, it looks like a little lanyard spot. You can unscrew this. You also have a Torx driver right there that fits these if you need to take this thing down. Let's see, let me show you that. Fits that really tight. Or you can see right here, hopefully you can see that there's some threading right there. You can take this pin, screw it in there, and you have something extra to basically what this is doing. You know, it's not, hold on, do I have it in the wrong spot? Yeah, I got it in the wrong spot. You go in the side with the threads, and then you screw this down. So all this pin is really doing, it's not creating a fixed blade, which, you know, it's definitely helping that from closing, but it's keeping the vibration. Like if you hit it here, or let's see, if you hit it too low or something, and you cause the vibration to cause this axis lock to slip, as you can see, it's not going anywhere because of that pin. Now, you'll see during the testing, I talk about it. I did check this every once in a while to make sure this thing hadn't started vibrating loose, because a few times it did start to loosen up on me. But I had my fingers down here, so I'm a-okay there. Even if it does close, I'm just not going to catch my fingers. I personally, you know, even though this right here, that little hump right there, even though that's a comfortable spot, I would never do that. I'm just not risking my digits. And even here, I've had the pin in there just to be safe, but here you're usually only doing, you know, like carving, you know, feather sticking or something, and you don't really have to worry about that folding on you. But just to be safe, why not? But if you're having issues with this vibrating loose, you put a little Teflon tape on there, and that ought to do the trick, unless you have some like Loctite or something you want to put on there. But without further ado, let's watch a little of the fun I had with this thing, and then we'll come back. Believe it or not, this thing came very, very sharp out of box, even though it's, you know, a thick hatchet style blade. You could easily do these fine curls because of that choke up spot. It was nice and comfortable because it's thicker right there. You got a good bit to hold on to, and that extra weight helps you just to push down. Now, would you want to do this for a long period of time? No. And is this the right tool for the job? No, once again, not. It's not. But if this is what you had, you could definitely do it, no doubt. It was fun. I ain't gonna lie. I had probably an hour's worth of fun with this little hatchet. So I started just kind of doing some light chopping with it, and this piece is pretty knotty and you know, massive for this little bitty hatchet. But I just wanted to see, you know, how well it chopped, because it's very sharp, but it's got a good bit of heft to it, so you're able to get a good bit of force into your cut. Now, I did take the little pin. There's a pin at the bottom that you can screw into it to give it an extra spot to hold it to where that axis lock won't fold under vibrations, and it held it in nice. Now, I did have to tighten up that little screw a few times because the vibration did kind of want to work that little pin out. Never came out all the way, but every once in a while I just kind of made sure it was tight. But after a while, I must have tightened it up tight enough to where it didn't feel like it was working itself out. Now, if you're worried about that, you could put a little Teflon tape on it or something. That would probably solve the problem. And doing this type of chopping, you may not need that. It just depends. The vibration could possibly close it, but as long as you had your hands on the actual G10 scales, you're gonna be fine. Even if it closes, it'll close into the handle. You definitely probably want to have it there if you're choking up, just to be extra safe. You definitely don't want that thing coming down on your hand at all. But like I said, I had to swap up to my left hand because it is a little heavier. And the one thing that I did notice is the handle is kind of sharp. Now, it is thick, so it fills out the hand nicely. You got grippy G10 Peel Ply G10 scales on it. So with that and the gloves, it felt pretty secure. But I would have loved to have just a little bit more handle. I can get a full 4-finger grip on it, but you know, somebody with larger hands, you probably would struggle a little bit, and it kind of tapers down toward the butt of the scales, so it's a little bit harder to hold on to when you're swinging it hard. Now, I could have easily tied a lanyard to it, and I definitely should have, because you're swinging something heavy like this around, you don't want to go and flying out your hand. All in all, it was an absolute blast using this thing. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot of fun. There's probably an hour's worth of footage that I cut down and sped up just because I didn't want to make it, you know, an hour long. But I had so much fun with this little folding hatchet. Now, I pulled the pin out to see if there's any deformation to the pin, but I didn't think I would see much because you're not putting all the weight on this pin, because unless that axis lock vibrates out of its slot, then all the force isn't being put on here, and it's either a stainless steel pin or some sort of steel pin, because it is magnetic, and it held fine. Even whenever it kind of vibrated loose a little bit, it was never to where it was about to fall out. I think it's kind of being pinched in there a little bit. But like I said, I would maybe put some Teflon tape right there if you're going to be putting it in, just to be safe. The threads are nice here, and I can tighten it up tight enough with this bail right here to where it hadn't got loose on me. But this is why I'm saying I would definitely put that pin in there, because the vibration shocks, if you go, you can close that axis lock, because let me show you. That's the shelf right there that it's sitting on. And see if I could show you this. Okay, there, you see it sitting on it right there. There's not a whole lot. So with downward pressure and vibration, you can kick that back enough and it'll slide off there. But with that pin in there, it doesn't have that extra room to vibrate loose. Now, all that smacking beating on it, this thing did not loosen up at all. No side to side. If I pull this off, I got no side to side play on mine. It seems pretty solid. You know, I don't know what all the construction, but you got 3 different points now. I'm sure if you were daily using this for, you know, a couple of years, then yeah, you might start to vibrate these loose or shear one of those, but I haven't noticed anything. And if I do end up noticing anything, I will report back to y'all. This spot up here was very comfortable, and being that this thing was so sharp, I was easily able to get feather sticks. Now, if you want to support your hand like this, you could do that. But this extra thickness here and here made it really, really comfortable. Now, I definitely do recommend if you buy one of these, definitely if you can be swinging it like that, I would put a lanyard and wrap it around here, because, you know, you have a good bit of mass up here in the front and you're swinging this. And, you know, I was stupid and I didn't have something wrapped there, but I was trying to be as careful as I could. But the stupid thing I did was swinging down on that, you know, trying to split that little branch that I tried to do at the end. And that's why you didn't see me do anymore, because I stopped, because I really thought about it and I didn't have a lanyard on it. And if I would have missed that thing and missed the log underneath it, this thing would have came flying out of my hand. And I did not want that. But you have enough grip on the G10. Like I said, I think I would have rathered Peel Ply G10 up here, just because when you're disengaging that, that's usually what you're holding on to. And I don't need this slick stuff up here. Your blade is centered. The reason why I say this is probably not the most practical, because it's pretty darn weighty. I mean, weighty. Now, I didn't convert it into pounds, but you math people out there can do it for me. Without the sheath, this thing is 29.13 ounces. Definitely heavier than my my S-Wing small little hatchet. And with the sheath, which I haven't showed yet, that I do like, it comes with this Kydex sheath and a Tech Lock style system. If you wanted to put it on a backpack, or I guess if you wanted to put this on your belt, you could. But with the sheath, it comes in at 33.43 ounces. So the extra heft is what would keep me from, you know, bringing this on a hunting trip or something like that. But I will tell you where this thing's going to live for me. This thing right here is going to live in my center console, because it's shorter than my hatchets that I have. It's going to take up less room. I can keep it like this in my console. It's not going to take up a whole lot of room. And it's just fun. Something to show people. Now, one thing I like about this sheath, and I wish more people that made Kydex would do, because I've seen I have a few knives that I got recently that have this, and I love this idea. You can see right here, they got these, this side's open, and it's got 2 grommets right here, or 2 Chicago screws, and it's got some rubber gaskets in there. Well, if I had to take a guess, I'm not certain, but if this thing started loosening up on you from, you know, in and out, and it wasn't holding it good, but right now it holds it, you know, it's not coming out. But if it starts to loosen up, you can tighten these down a little bit more, or if you had to, you could probably remove those or get shorter screws and make it all the way tight to where this would be tight again. But yeah, cool little sheath. Now, it's definitely not the cheapest thing. It's like $200 and maybe $70. So, like I said, not cheap, but boy, is it fun. I can't, there's no denying it. It brought my inner kid out, which, you know, we all need that from time to time. You know, and like I said in the beginning, if you're all about practicality, it's just probably not the video for you. But if you like something that, you know, might just bring a smile on your face, or it's just fun, you want to pull it out, show it to your other knife buds or hunting buddies, you know, it's cool. I think it is. You know, is it Mall Ninja? Yeah, I guess you could call it a little Mall Ninja, but it's built very, very well. And, you know, the execution's done well, you know, especially since they use this pen. That helped out a lot. And I will definitely be playing around with this some more. Y'all definitely let me know what y'all think about this one. You know, if y'all like, I might start doing a Sunday Fun Day video from, you know, items that I've gotten off Amazon or something like that. That, you know, not something I would normally review, but I thought it was fun and cool items, because I got a few other cool items I bought off of Amazon recently that I think would make a fun video like this. Definitely let me know what y'all think. If you are interested in one of these by chance, I will put a link in the description, and I'll try to pin it in the comments. And yeah, if you do decide to pick one of these up, and you want to help out the channel, using my links definitely is one of the biggest helps to the channel. Until I can get a Patreon started, that's the only kind of extra revenue I have besides the measly AdSense we get. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day. I will see y'all on the next one.